Today we are continuing our session for the course Information Security, which is offered at the odd semester 7 of final year students at Department of Computer Science and Engineering Data Science at ACS R.C. Patel Institute of Technology, Shirpur, an autonomous institute founded in 2001. In the unit number 3, Symmetric Cryptography, we have already gone through the block ciphers, Fischl structure, block ciphers. Now we'll move on to the modes of operation of a data encryption standard. There are several modes of operation in a data encryption standard, namely they are called as electronic codebook, cipher block chaining, cipher feedback block, output feedback, and counter method. Let us see them one by one. The first mode of operation of any data encryption standard, simplest one, is called as electronic codebook, or it also is called as ECB mode. Electronic codebook is the easiest block cipher mode of functioning. It is easier because direct encryption of each block of input plaintext and output is in the form of blocks of encrypted ciphertext. Generally, if a input message is larger than B bits in size, it is broken down into a smaller bunch of blocks and the procedure is repeated for each block. For example, if the plain text block is of only bits, then 8 bytes of the key are used. If the plain text block is of 100 bytes, all 100 bytes of the key are also used. Let us understand this through a diagram. During the encryption, the plain text is first observed. If its size is more than the bits, then it is broken down into several individual blocks like P1, P2, P3 up to Pn. Each block of the plaintext, say P1, is separately encrypted using the key of B bytes, and the output is stored as a ciphertext C1. Similarly, block P2 will be encrypted using the key into a output C2, and so on. So you will observe that the procedure of electronic codebook mode is parallel one, where all the blocks of the input plaintext are simultaneously encrypted into the corresponding ciphertext. So this makes the ECB mode more efficient compared to other modes because of the parallel processing. Similarly, during the decryption, each block of the ciphertext C1, C2, C3 up to Cn will be decrypted parallelly using the decryption key into the plaintext P1, P2 and P3 up to Pn. The ECB mode offers following advantages. The parallel encryption of blocks of bits is possible, therefore it is a faster way of encryption as we have observed, and it is the simplest way of the block cipher. However, there is a disadvantage of using ECB because ECB mode is prone to cryptanalysis since there is a direct relationship between plaintext and ciphertext. So once the cryptanalyst gets known the pairs of ciphertext and plaintext, it becomes easier for the cryptanalyst to break down the key. The next mode of operation for any DES is called as cipher block chaining or CBC mode. Cipher block chaining or CBC is an advanced mode on the ECB mode since ECB compromises on some security requirements. In CBC mode, the previous cipher block is given as an input to the next encryption algorithm after the XOR operation with the original plaintext block. This creates a chain, and that's why this method is called as the cipher block chaining mode. In a nutshell here, a cipher block is produced by encrypting an XOR output of the previous cipher block and the present plaintext block. The advantages offered by CBC are: CBC works well for a input greater than B bits. CBC has a good authentication mechanism. It is better resistive towards cryptanalysis than ECB, as we have seen, because it uses the previous stage output. However, parallel encryption is not possible since every encryption requires input from the previous ciphertext. In a diagrammatic way, we will study the principle the encryption and decryption that occurs in a cipher block chaining mode. As you can see here, let us have a plaintext which is of size greater than B bits, So we break it into smaller blocks of B bits each. Let us call them P1, P2, P3 up to Pn. First block P1 is XORed using an input vector or initialization vector, and this is encrypted using the key provided, which produces the ciphertext block C1. This C1 will be the input for the next stage XOR operation. So in the next step, the plaintext block P2 will be XORed with output of the first step, that is C1, and this XOR output will be used for the encryption function using the key, which will produce the next ciphertext C2 block. And this operation will continue until we convert the last plaintext block Pn into the corresponding ciphertext block Cn. And similarly, the decryption process also starts, where each step output is given for the XOR operation of the next step. So these are the basic two modes of operation of DS. We'll cover the next modes of operation in our next video. Thank you very much for attending the session.